Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our UTS College Your Way to UTS information session, our mid-year information session. My name's Evelyn, and I'm the event marketing specialist here at UTS College. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, upon whose ancestral lands UTS College now stands. I would also like to pay my respects to all elders past, present, and emerging as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this land. So today's webinar, the intent is to demonstrate how you can fast track your way to UTS. So maybe you've missed out on a UTS semester 1 offer, maybe you took a gap year or took some time off to travel after high school, or maybe you're looking to change courses. Whatever your circumstances, we'll tell you how you can get into UTS through UTS College. So let me explain first who we are in a nutshell. UTS College is the pathway to UTS if you need another way in. We offer guaranteed entry to UTS through our diploma programs, with most diploma programs fast tracking our students to second year of their UTS. This is based on the full completion of your diploma with the required GPA, which we'll go through in more detail throughout this webinar. You'll get 24/7 personalized support to help gain the skills you need and prepare you for uni and prepare you for success at UTS. So tonight we can help you set you up, make up your mid-year move. Some of our UTS College staff are live on chat to help answer your questions. If you do have any questions that pop up throughout this webinar, feel free to use that chat option. Type in your questions and we've got staff on hand to help answer them. We do have a live Q&A at the end of the webinar as well with some of our staff, so hang on for those interesting questions that come up. So I thought I'd share some fun facts about how well UTS is performing both domestically and globally to demonstrate the value of studying at UTS and keeping those goals and dreams alive. So UTS is #1 young university in Australia for 4 consecutive years now. Workers with a UTS degree are in even higher demand thanks to the university's reputation and relationship with potential employers. UTS continues to ascend the QS graduate employability rankings, coming 5th in Australia and 62nd globally, improving its position by 7 places. The university is climbing up the international rankings, sitting at 133rd in the world, jumping over 200 places in less than 10 years in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings. And this is a massive, massive achievement for UTS. UTS is an exciting and practical option with a strong focus on real-world applications, creativity, and innovation. So I trust that we do have an agenda that will cover all your information needs today. We'll first have an amazing student panel with some of our students that are currently at UTS College and some that have transitioned into UTS. We'll explain exactly what a pathway is, our student support services that we offer at UTS College that set you up for success, our pathway programs and what that means for articulation to UTS. And then we'll go through how to apply and what our entry requirements are. We've then got a live Q&A with a few of our staff who have joined us this evening. So if you have any questions through the session, like I said, please use that Q&A function and there will be people on chat to answer your questions as we go along. But now I'd like to introduce one of our beautiful team members here at UTS College, Tori Highland. Tori is our social media specialist here at UTS College. She's been working with students for over five years and has been around UTS for just over 3 years. Tori, take it away. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, everyone. So we could talk about UTS College and UTS for days, but who best to talk about this than students who've actually been in your place and have gone through the college, gone through the experience and survived, come out the other end. So I would like to introduce the students on our panel tonight, which is Brendan, Stefania, and Luciana. So we'll kick off with you, Brendan. Can you tell us why you came to UTS College and what are you studying right now?
Yeah, I came to UTS College because my dream university is UTS, and UTS College is obviously a pathway to that. And I'm currently studying business at UTS College right now.
Cool, cool. Stefania, what about you?
Hi. So similar to Brendan, I wanted UTS to be my dream school, and because of my ATA, I didn't get in. So I found UTS College as a great pathway, and now I'm studying forensic science in biology.
That's pretty cool. Lots of crime TV shows, all the stuff. And
Yeah,
Luciana,
definitely.
what about you?
Okay, I think it's very similar to other people's. But I think most importantly that they offer a very flexible course. Yeah, and they don't only teach you the required subject, but I think they also focus on the critical thinking skills and collaboration skills that which you can implement into your course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. And what are you studying right now?
I'm currently doing Bachelor of Science, majoring in medical science.
Ooh. Cool. Question for you, Brandon. How did you feel when you first discovered UTS College? What was that experience like?
Yeah, so for some background, I finished my HSC in 2019. I didn't get the HSC mark I envisioned, and it made me really sad at the time. But I remember the day that I discovered UTS College, and I felt gratitude and relief, as it granted me a second opportunity, like another opportunity to pursue my goals at university. So mainly, gratitude, I feel.
Oh, very, very wholesome story.
Yeah.
And Luciana, can you tell us a bit about your experience after high school? What was that like for you graduating? What happened? Talk us through it. Oh, Luciana.
Oh, so it was very similar. So I was very devastated when I missed the mark for UTS, as it was my first preference, and instead I got like some other offer. That was at the bottom of my preference, which I wasn't even interested in. And yeah, as I scroll through and text my friend on social media, everyone was just sharing the enjoyment of how they got into their dream university and the course that they wanted, and that made me more stressed. That was until this advertisement pop up on Instagram, and where UTS College was advertising their diploma program, and I just clicked the link. I went in and applied, and that's how I start my journey.
Yeah, and look where you are now. You're in UTS, achieving goals, kicking goals. Stefania, how did UTS College help you transition from high school to second year at university? Because you have finished UTS College, you're in UTS now. So what was that articulation process like?
So one of the things in high school was I had help with like exams. So kind of getting breast breaks, and also I needed a step to reach like lab benches. So when I transitioned from high school to UTS College, it was very easy with the student success advisors in helping me get the things that I needed. And also their transition from UTS College to UTS was very smooth. They kind of took over everything and I didn't really have to do much. And also transitioning from high school to university can be a very big leap. So having that extra support with UTS College definitely helped me individually being more independent.
And Luciana, you started mid-year, so from semester 2. How did that feel starting semester 2, and what does this mean for your transition to UTS?
Obviously excited and doubt at the same time. So when I first started, because everything was based online due to COVID and all that, so I was actually worried how everything's gonna run, and without seeing people face to face, how are you gonna make friends? How are you gonna communicate, first of all? And when I get to start my first class, I was actually surprised, and we actually started off with ice-breaking activities, and then everyone was just welcomed, and all the tutors or the coordinators, they are very keen to answer your questions, and they are always there to help you around when you have difficulties with all your works and things like that. And I think that's very helpful.
And Brendan, we know that you're a big fan of support services at UTS College. Can you tell us a bit about them and which ones you used?
Yeah, there is a whole wide of support networks and services there at UTS College. Just to name the two major ones I utilized, first was peer mentoring, which is a study group run by students that have completed the same course you are doing right now. So this just gives you they give you some study tips and answer any questions you have about the content from a peer's perspective, which really helped me personally, because sometimes I just can't understand when a teacher explains it. And the next one is Studiosity, which is a 24/7 learning advice center, where for me, it just proofread my essays and helped me with my numeracy problems. Also, I remember it helping me with my referencing at like 2 a.m. or something. So that was really helpful when everyone was asleep.
Sometimes that's what's got to happen, those crunch times. Stefania, we know that you love a bit of a social event. Did going through UTS College help you socially? And if so, how did you think this affected your experience now that you're at UTS? And also, I'd love to hear about the clubs and societies you're part of and all the cool things you get up to.
Well, so when I was at UTS College, it was kind of the time of like COVID. So we had to do all our events online. And one of the major like clubs that I joined was the gaming club, run by UTS College and their students. And we would meet every Thursday, and it kind of just increased my social life. I wanted to participate more in clubs. Since we are joined with UTS, we have access to all their clubs. So I also joined the Forensic Science Society and also the UTS College Alumni Club.
And Luciana, what is the most exciting thing about your course so far? What are you loving?
So far, I'll say one of this course called histology that I'm currently undertake. So what we are currently doing is that we get into a group and then deciding a sample that we want to use. So we can do a gross up and do the sampling on the specimen and analyze the result under the microscope. And I think that was very interesting. And if you do get into a science course, definitely do it.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds very practical. We love that. So our last question, which will go to all of you, but I'll start with you, Brendan. What is your top tip for potential students who are wanting to study at UTS? What do you got to say to them?
Yeah, first is don't stress, it's a very stressful time transitioning. And second is to utilize the support networks offered to you, because it can really help you out when you're in a pinch.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great one. What about you, Stefania?
I would say the easiest way to make friends, definitely join a club or society, and also just ask for help. I know a lot of people don't like to ask, but there's so many resources you can access just by asking. And
they're literally there for you. We want you to use them. Please ask for them. And Luciana,
the most important. Yeah, I think the most important takeaway is to be self-independent, like prepare yourself, because everything is based on your own, and then you kind of just have to keep on top of the task. So be organized. It's very important.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. Make sure you do your readings, kids. Do your readings. Cool. Thank you so much to the lovely panel. I'll pass it back to you, Evelyn.
Thank you, Tori, and thanks to our amazing students. Hope you got a bit of an insight to what life is like at UTS College and the transition towards UTS. So basically, we'll further explain the benefits of the pathway program. So what are they and why are they so important? And to do this, I'd like to introduce Rebecca Sheldon. Rebecca is the Learning Unit Manager at UTS College. She has over 10 years experience in developing programs, workshops, and initiatives to support students in their learning and help them achieve success in their studies. Hi, Rebecca, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to ask you a few quick questions. Firstly, can you explain exactly what a pathway is?
Yeah, sure. So we did kind of hear this just before from our beautiful students that just spoke. But so it's basically a stepping stone between high school and university, but it's at a university level. So UTS College is really a step towards your degree at UTS, obviously, for students that don't get the ATAR to go straight to UTS. But we work with UTS really closely to make sure that we can deliver the equivalent of the UTS first year course, but in a smaller and more supported way, which you've already kind of heard a little bit about tonight.
And how is UTS College Pathway course different from your typical first year at university?
Yeah, so the first year of university is generally the most difficult. So it's very different from the school environment with a huge level of independent learning. Sometimes adjusting can be difficult. So typically there's a 30% dropout in the first year. So UTS College, really, we design our courses and create an environment that really helps facilitate that transition for students. So we have no more than 20 per class. In some universities, you'll get between 40 and 60 in a class. So teachers at UTS College really get to know the students and how they're progressing. Curriculum is scaffolded to support learning and build the academic skills that students actually need to be successful at UTS. And we heard a little bit about this just before for Stefania, but we also really aim to build a sense of belonging and student community that students often tell us they remain connected to throughout their time at the college and at UTS. So yeah, that's just a bit of the difference.
Definitely, it is definitely a sense of belonging that students get, I guess, at UTS College. What does learning look like at UTS College, especially for those that, you know, maybe didn't go straight from high school, so they've kind of gotten out of that learning space, and, you know, now they're thinking of going into uni, but want that stepping stone. So could you tell us a bit more of what learning looks like at UTS College?
Yeah, so I actually think that's the most exciting part. So our approach to teaching and learning is called Learning Connected. So it's really a blended approach that combines online and face-to-face, which I think even if you left high school a few years ago, most people are now familiar with that style. So there's some really well-designed activities and resources that students work through at their own time in their own pace, really in preparation for class. So when they come to class, they're ready to collaborate and learn with their peers. And it's a very active way to learn. And the feedback that we're getting from our students is that it's also a way more meaningful way to learn. So we also build authentic assessments throughout our courses. So Lucinda was just talking about it then. The work that you're completing in your course with us actually reflects what you'll be doing at UTS and within your chosen career and industry. So it's authentic and reflects what you're doing in your future academic career.
That sounds amazing. So what then happens to some students that, you know, like Lucinda said, Luciana said,
Luciana.
as all cracks. How does UTS help those students?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said the wrong name before, Luciana. I'm so sorry, Luciana, to pronounce your name properly, not properly. But so basically, as I said before, our small classes allow teachers to know and support the progress of all students. And our curriculum's designed to have a really high level of engagement from both the teacher and the student. So it does quickly become evident if someone is struggling or they're not engaging. So we also have software that monitors engagement from the students, and the teachers and the study success advisors or student success advisors are quick to reach out to students if there's a need. So we also, I know Brendan mentioned before, we also do have plenty of support services and study success services to assist students with any extra help they need. So that's inside the classroom, but also outside, which we'll hear a bit about, I'm sure, a bit later.
Amazing. Thank you so much for those insights. And as you mentioned, our support services, I might leave it with you so you can take us through some of the various support services that we offer at UTS College.
Yeah, sure. We'll just start with a quick video, I think, of Stefania, who you've already heard from tonight. She's going to tell us about how one of our services has helped her.
So I use Studiosity in a subject called Principles of Scientific Practice. I was doing an scientific essay report on coffee grounds and how to extract them. And before submitting my essay into class, I put into Studiosity to see if I needed any structure changes or grammar and punctuation mistakes. And it felt so relieving to know that I could change and structure my essay properly using Studiosity before submitting. Knowing that I could get someone to help me with my spelling, grammar, and structure, also referencing, made it easier for me to get the best possible mark and understand how to do something more professionally.
Thank you for that, Stefania. So Stefania and both, I think Brendan mentioned before as well, they used the writing feedback service from Studiosity. But as mentioned, it is a 24/7 study support service. We also have the Connect Live service as part of our Studiosity service, which is basically Uber for tutoring. So if Brendan mentioned, I think he was getting referencing support at 2 a.m. If you're, any time of the day or night, you can connect in with, it might be a maths problem, a science issue, you might need help with your writing, whatever it is. And it literally, you click on and it counts down the minutes until your tutor's available. And Studiosity has tutors all over the world. They call them subject specialists. So they can help you with your assessments, preparation for exams, whatever it is that you're working on in the Connect Live service. And you can also, you can either talk to them via text, or you can speak on the Connect Live, and there's a whiteboard and everything you can share whatever problem it is that you're working through. So that's been an amazing support for our students. So some of our other support services that have already been mentioned tonight, our study success advisors, they are based on campus and via online, so you can connect in with them, have a meeting with them. They're there to support you for any issues relating to your studies or any issues that might be impacting your ability to study. They can also help with special considerations, special accommodations, anything to do with your studies, really. We also have Talk Campus, which again is a bit like Studiosity, and it's 24/7 mental health support. So you can log on, there's an app, or you can log on online. There's all sorts of tools to support your mental health. There's like lots of different blogs, there's meditations, but it's also a peer platform, and the peers have been trained in kind of, I guess, counselling skills. So you can talk about anything you want and anything that's going on for you. It's completely anonymous and completely free service for UTS College students. We also have the Help Centre, which is any support you need for your language or academic skills. We have ITDS Service Desk. Both the Help Centre, Service Desk and Student Centre are based in Building 5 of the UTS campus. They're there for obviously your IT needs, or Student Centre's there for any type of administrative needs around your studies. We have study success workshops around building academic skills. We have peer support. I know Brendan mentioned this before. We have sometimes we have in-class peers, so they'll be in your classes helping you kind of work towards your assessments in class. We also have peer mentors which meet outside of class. And yeah, we have transition sessions to UTS so that it's a very easy transition from the college into your UTS degree.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Rebecca. Really appreciate all of that amazing information. As you can see, we do have quite a lot of support services that set up all our students for success for their best chance at getting into UTS. Now I'd like to welcome Justin Chu. Justin is the Program Manager for Foundation Studies, Science and Engineering. Justin will go through with you the programs and services offered at UTS College and how they integrate into the various UTS degrees. Hi, Justin. Oh, we can't hear you, Justin.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay,
We can
sorry.
hear you now. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Evelyn. So, hi everyone. I'm happy to be here to present you the programs of our diplomas. So as you can see on the screen, we offer 6 higher education diplomas, including business, communication, design architecture, engineering, information technology, and science. So within design, we have 2 streams. You can choose either design or architecture, and within science, you can choose life sciences or physical sciences. So our diplomas are ideal for you if you don't meet the academic requirements for entry into a UTS degree straight away, and are also practical preparation program for a UTS undergrad degree. So the courses are designed in collaboration with UTS. So it means that educational outcomes are the same for first-year students studying at UTS undergraduate degree. So as Rebecca mentioned, the diploma guarantees entry to your UTS undergrad degree, with many diplomas fast-tracking you to the second year of your UTS degree. So, of course, it will depend on your diploma you select, and based on the successful completion of your diploma with the required grade point average, the GPA. But you need to know, most of our diploma offer 48 credit points towards the degree, which usually is equivalent to your whole first year. So there's some exception in diploma in design architecture. So you only receive 36 credit point. And for science, for most majors, you get 48 credit point. But for some majors, such as mathematics, you only get 24 towards your UTS degree. So what does it mean? So it means that when you graduate, you finish with a degree and an internationally recognized higher education diploma in your chosen field of study. So you get both of them. So at UTS College, you can choose to complete your diploma over 8 months with our accelerated program, 12 months with our standard program, or our extended program, which you can complete it over 60 months. So what are the benefits of each? Have a look at the accelerated 2 semester, 8 months, right? So obviously this is the faster way to get into a UTS degree. However, the intense workload means that it will not be suitable for everyone. For the standard, you will study the same content as the accelerated program, but the work will be spaced out over 12 months. It allows you more time to perfect your academic studies while adjusting to higher education expectations. For the extended program, it's 4 semesters, 16 months, right? So the workload has been set at the right place for you. You have enough time to study hard and do well in your subjects. So what you will study is the same content as a first-year UTS student, but in the first semester, you will also undertake academic communication and a range of enabling subjects to prepare you to succeed as you progress through your studies. So you may ask a question, so which one is actually right for you? So it obviously depends on the entry requirement and also whether you want to have fast track while accelerated or you want to space out through extended. For example, if you didn't get the grade or you're missing math or physics for engineering, then you have to study extended. So it really depends on the entry requirement, okay? So if you look at this slide, this slide actually shows you a table illustrating the pathway. So as you can see, on the left-hand side, it actually shows you that the minimum HSC subject requirement. So in the meantime, we will go through with you the entry requirement shortly. And then UTS College, and this is just an example, studying Diploma of Business. So as I mentioned before, it will be accelerated, standard or extended, so you will become 8, 12, or 16 months. And then once you finish the diploma, you will go straight to the second year of the Bachelor of Business at UTS. So the next slide here. So I'm going to show you the path to UTS. I'm not going through the each of the majors, but I just want you to know that if you look at the diploma in the middle, so you can see it will actually bridge to many different bachelor degrees at UTS. So you may say, so how can I check the details? The best way to check on the different pathway from our diploma to UTS degrees is through our website, which we will link in the chat for you later. So to summarize, you may wonder, why do we choose our pathway? So, for the points so far, I think there are actually 5 major points, okay? The first one is a guaranteed entry to UTS. So as I mentioned, when you successfully complete your study at UTS College, you receive guaranteed entry to the corresponding UTS undergraduate degree. So they was based on the successful completion of a diploma of the required GPA. The second one, it's the same first year university outcome at UTS because our diploma are designed in collaboration with UTS. Thirdly, is a fast track to the second year. So most of our diploma will take you straight into the second year of your UTS degree. Fourth is the personalized support. So there is a wide range of support services mentioned by Rebecca, tailored to meet the needs of every student. And finally, you have access to UTS campus, including the UTS library, including the gym facilities, and even your classroom with, for example, the science one and engineering one, you will be in UTS Building 5 to have your classes. So I will encourage you, if you have questions right now, just drop them in the Q&A section, and then anyone on the panel will be happy to answer you straight away. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Justin. It's really great to know all of those benefits. And, you know, like Justin said, most of our diplomas do go into your second year of UTS. But now that you know the benefits, you know what a pathway is, you know all of our student support services and how we can help you succeed at UTS. What is next? So what are our important dates that are upcoming? What are the entry requirements? I know a lot of you want to know what the fees are that are involved and how do you apply. So for all of this information, I'd like to introduce Aileen Chiron, our partner manager. Aileen will go through and answer all these questions, but it is very important for any parents that are on this webinar to know that the next steps are solely for students to complete. So if you are a parent and you're listening in, great information for you to keep and follow, pass on to your children, but they are the ones that have to complete the next steps. Thank you so much for joining, Aileen. Take it away.
Thanks, Evelyn. So let's get into it. So every year we have actually 3 intakes. So for this year, we have another 2 coming up. The next one being semester 2, which will start on Tuesday, 13th of June for Welcome Week. And this is compulsory to attend at UTS College. And then we have a third option, which is our semester 3 on the 25th of September. And then the next one will be in March. So yeah, 3 intakes every year. Now, let's have a look at the very important date that you need to keep in mind. So as I said, our class is starting on the 13th of June, but the last day to apply will be the 5th of June, so in a few weeks' time. And the very last day to accept your offer, meaning like to, complete your admission to UTS College for your diploma program, the last day will be the 7th of June. So yeah, like if you are considering, please put your application ASAP. So yeah, probably all of you are wondering how we assess your applications. So if you have already completed your HSC, then it's pretty straightforward. The way we do it is that we take your 4 board developed subjects, including English, and then we make an average. And this average will determine whether you can choose accelerated, standard, or extended program. This is what Justin had just talked about just before in a few slides before. So that's how we do it. And we're going to have a look now at the entry requirements exactly. So as I said, 3 different diplomas, and the accelerated one, you might remember, is 8 months. We will be looking at 75% in your HSC. So we don't look at the ATA, we look at the HSC. That's the main difference that I should have mentioned just before. We don't look at the ATA, we look at the HSC. So if you do meet 75% with those 4 best board developed subjects, then you can have an offer for the accelerated diploma, which is 8 months. If you have 67%, then you can get an offer for a standard diploma at 12 months. Or if you're just below, but no more below than 63%, then you will get an offer for an extended diploma, which is 16 months. Now, the fees, so for the accelerated and standard, because this is the same number of subjects, so the duration is different, but you might remember what Justin has said in terms of number of subjects. So it's exactly the same, it's just the duration that is different. So the price is the same, which is $34,000. And if you have to do extended diploma, it's longer, so the fees are a bit more expensive as well. We're just over $42,000. We are aware that this is a costly investment, but there are some reasons behind it. So again, for all of those reasons that we've given you just before, with all of the support, the small class sizes that we offer, also remember that there is no other pathway that will give you a direct access and a guaranteed entry into UTS. We are the only pathway that can give you a guaranteed entry into UTS, only because we, as we said before, design our courses with UTS. So if you're trying to find out the way, the quickest way for you to go to UTS will be UTS College. Also, we are non-for-profit organization, meaning that every dollar that we receive, we are reinvesting it into our programs, into our teaching programs, into our teachers, into our campus, into the programs that we develop for the students and for the teachers as well. So yeah, that's what it means by being non-for-profit organization. And we also receive no money from the government, which is the reason why you might think that we are slightly more expensive than going straight into university. Also, very important point, if you are a citizen, then you can get fee help. It's very similar to HEX. I think there is a slide right after to talk about fee help. Yeah, so fee help is a government loan, basically. So you can apply to get fee help, which will cover the cost of your diploma program at UTS College. You will be eligible if you're an Australian citizen or a PR humanitarian resident. So the only thing you will need to do is at least get a TFN number and a USI that you usually get when you're doing high school. So try to dig into that if you have it. And then once you apply, there will be like several sort of things that you will need to fill up when you're ready to accept your offer. But we can talk you through. It's not that complicated. So yeah, we'll take care of that, and then we'll organize that with the government. So fee help will be done for you. How to apply, again, very easy. You don't need to go through UAC. So you just go into our website, sorry. There is a button that you need to click on, which says apply here, I think. It's a very easy process. We'll ask you several questions about yourself. So yeah, what sort of diploma you want to study, give a bit of details about your identity. It should take no more than 10 minutes, I think. And then you'll get an email automatically telling you your application number. And then within a few days, you will receive an offer from UTS College. And then you can just, go through the process to accept your offer and then be admitted and start with us on time. If you are an international student, you cannot apply directly. We advise you to actually speak to your education agent. If you don't have anyone yet, have a look on our website. We list all of our authorized agents that we work with. They will be able to help you out with your application, with all of the documents that you have to submit, and with the visa. And it might be a bit complicated sometimes. So it's always best to speak to your education agents. Have a look at our website. You can scan the little QR code just there. It will take you straight to the page. I think this is it from me.
Thank you so much for that, Aileen. I'll get you to stay on with me just so we can go through a few Q&A questions. The first one I have here are are there any other entry requirements UTS College take into consideration for someone who is not a recent school leaver?
Yeah, good question. So I've mentioned the HSC. So again, very straightforward. If you have completed your HSC, even though it was a few years ago, please submit that because we will have a look at it. But if in the meantime, you don't qualify, and if in the meantime you have completed anything else, please also send these sort of documents. So for instance, we might look into Certificate 4 if you have completed a Certificate 4 or any other diplomas that you might have done. We will take that into consideration.
Amazing. And is there a cap on admissions for the semester 2 intake?
No, there's no cap. However, again, because we have those cut-off dates that are coming up very, very soon, I would advise you to apply as soon as you can.
Perfect. And yeah, I think that cut-off date is in just under 3 weeks. So definitely have a look and right. You can get, like Aileen said, there is plenty of support for your application process as well if you get stuck. Another question I've got is, how do we transfer to UTS after the completion of a diploma?
So we organize several sessions, usually to help students understand what the next steps are. But if you know, you're tracking well, there is a certain GPA that students will need to reach so that their offer is guaranteed into UTS. So once we know that those students have got the right GPA, then you will receive an offer straight away from UTS, which you just need to accept. You don't need again to go through UAC. You will get your guaranteed entry into UTS. And again, it's not just we support students throughout their studies, we support students as well once they're about to go to UTS, and we explain everything.
Seems like a very seamless process. It's very good that students don't have to worry about that. They focus on their studies, focus on getting your GPA.
Absolutely.
And what if they want to change their UTS major after they start the course?
Good question. It does happen. So my best piece of advice would be, if it does happen to you, speak to your study success advisors. They are on campus. You can make an appointment with them, as we explained just before, and then explain the reasons why you would like to change your major. They might have a little discussion with you, and they will also explain to you the impact, because sometimes the GPA might change a little bit, or the credit points as well that we give. So it's always best to check with the study success advisors just to make sure that you've got the right information before making the decision.
Amazing. It's so good to have all that extra support on hand for people to answer all these questions.
No problem.
What's another question? How long is the process of being accepted? How long does that take?
So look, if you look at applying, I said probably, not more than 10 minutes. And then, so the offer usually comes within 3 or 4 days. It can take up to 5 when we're super busy, but usually it's around 3 to 4 days max. Then it's just, if you have like submitted everything we needed, then it's just a question of, clicking on the button, I accept my offer. You organize your fee help if you're a citizen, then you can just get that done. And that's about it. And then we'll send you the information for the enrollment. So it can be pretty straightforward, but if you have any sort of questions while you're ready to accept and you're not too sure, always pick up the phone and call us, and then our team will be able to help out.
Amazing. Thank you for that. This is a very interesting question because life does get in the way, workloads change, maybe something happens, personal reasons. So someone's asked, can I trial the accelerated program? And if I can't handle the workload, like I said, life does get in the way sometimes, can I switch to the standard program?
So same again, best piece of advice would be to always check with your study success advisors. There are some students sometimes that can actually go back into the standard. That's doable. But again, because there are several implications, then the study plans changes. It's always better to check with your study success advisors, but it's not impossible. We will look into it, obviously. Yeah.
Thank you so much for all of that, Aileen. And now we're talking about study success advisors. I might bring Rebecca back on and just go through a few questions with Rebecca.
Hi there.
For everyone on chat, Aileen is still available to answer any questions through the Q&A. So feel free to use that Q&A and ask her questions through there. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Aileen was talking about study success advisors, and it's really great that we've got all of these support services. What happens if a student starts falling behind in their course and they're worried they won't meet their GPA?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we do have software that basically detects whether a student is not engaging in the course. So whether they're not attending, whether they're not logging into Canvas, whether they're not submitting assessments. So we get alerted quite quickly, and that goes through to teaching staff and study success advisors. So you'll be getting emails from the study success advisors if that happens. So there's a lot of work that happens literally from week one to ensure that you do stay on track. When you complete your first semester and you get the results of your subjects, you'll get your indication of the GPA. So you're able to meet the study success advisors and just have a bit of an assessment to say, okay, this is where my current GPA is. These are the subjects I have to complete. What am I aiming for and how do I get there? And they can also help develop a bit of a study plan with you if it's that you need some support in building your academic skills or support with assessments or whatever it is. You can start with your initial advising appointment with the study success advisors, and then we can offer additional support if required.
Perfect. Yes, our main objective through UTS College is to not let students fall through the cracks, get them to UTS with a high GPA so they can finish their degree at UTS, keep that dream alive. Speaking of UTS, where will classes be held? UTS College or UTS?
Yeah, so we are essentially on the UTS campus now. So we have 3 buildings. We are, if anyone knows the UTS campus, one of our building 5 we're in now, so that's the old library building, and we also have 2 campuses on Harris Street, and depending on what you're studying, you may be taking some labs or doing some other classes actually on the UTS, the main campus. So yeah, we're definitely right in the heart of the UTS campus.
Amazing. And we do have UTS Activate as well. So I think Tori mentioned it before with our beautiful student panel. We are a part of UTS Activate. So it means our UTS College students can actually get involved in the UTS clubs and societies. So we're very much involved in UTS life. Yeah. One more question. I know you've mentioned this a few times before, but how many students are in each classroom at UTS College?
Yeah, so we have maximum 20 students per class, whereas, and you'll see when you're on campus, when you're looking into the UTS classes, they can have anywhere up to 60. So it is a much more personalised and supportive class environment.
Amazing. And how does a study plan work for our students?
So this might be something they would also get assistance with the study success advisors, and possibly helps when they do their intro to help session in the first week of study. But it may be something that you actually work with your study success advisor with to say, okay, I need to get organized here. I want to know, I have these assessments due. How do I plan it all out? And they can sit there and provide you with some guidance or, some templates to say, okay, we're going to plot it all out and we're going to have plenty of time to prepare for all those assignments. The way that the curriculum is designed, it also, obviously everything builds towards those assessments as well. So, and you constantly have access to all of the resources in your class through Canvas, which is our learning management system. So again, there's a lot of support for building a study plan and making sure that you're delivering everything you need to on time.
Amazing. And you've just touched a little bit on this as well, but how will students be assessed throughout the program? Will there be many exams? I know a lot of students, especially after finishing their HSC, they want to know exams or have to do more.
Yeah, look, it really depends on what you're studying. Some courses don't have any exams at all. So design and comms, I know for sure, don't have any exams. Some will have exams, but everything, there may be a range of assessments. There might be essays, report writing, quizzes, discussions, debates, presentations. We obviously, we focus a lot on team building and working together and collaborative work, especially in your classes. So there's often team, projects that you'll be working on. That's again very reflective of what you'll be doing at UTS and what you'll be doing in your business or career. So there really is a range, but yeah, it's not. They won't be exam heavy, put it that way.
That's good to know. Well, thank you so much for that, Rebecca. Now that we're talking about our programs and the exams, I might bring Justin back on and ask him a few questions.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
Good, thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you so much for all your expertise as our program manager. I would like to know, well, some of our students out there would like to know, how do I know which diploma is right for me? So we have 3 different lengths of diploma. How do they kind of choose?
So to answer your first question, which diploma is right for me, it really depends on 2 major factors. First is actually your ability, academic ability. For example, I can't really do any drawing. I don't have any talent in art. Probably I won't choose design and architecture. And so ability. And then the second criteria is actually your interest. So if you look at the diploma programs and think about what actually interests you the most, what actually you will have the higher motivation to study. And also think about the third factor, which is your career. So what you are studying, does it align with your career goal, career dream? So all these ability, interest, and career, I think they play an important role to in deciding what diploma you are going to choose. And the second question is about 3 different lengths of diploma, right? So for the semester intake, that is happening in the end of June, I will actually suggest that if you can do it, so choose our accelerated program, which is the 8 months over 2 semesters, because it's the fastest way to get into a UTS degree. That means by the time you finish your accelerated program, that will be around January 2024, then you can actually join the UTS in March 2024. So it will be more time efficient. However, as I mentioned before, the workload is intense and you need to be very dedicated to your studies to succeed. And also there is you need to fulfill our entry requirement. So that's why we also have standard program and extended program. So standard program, as I mentioned before, deliver the same content as accelerated, but it was spread out over 12 months. And our extended program is to offer the same subject as the standard program, plus some enabling subjects. This is good for you to gain the core fundamentals before progressing on to the more advanced subjects. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, definitely. So like Luciana said, if you choose your accelerated program, Luciana's advice was amazing. Get very organized. get very organized. You can do your accelerated program and enter UTS in March 2024. But we do have all those support services to help you. You know, if the accelerated program is too intense, we've got so many support services to help you. And at the same time, we do have the other two options if needed. I do want to know though, how is our GPA calculated?
This is actually quite complex to explain here on the air. But as the name implies, GPA, it means the average points or average score of the grade point of the subjects you take. So each subject carries some credit point, and then each subject you also get a grade. The grade, for example, high distinction, credit, pass, it all translates into a certain grade point. So we basically add up all these grade points of all the subjects you take, and then take an average, and then that will be your GPA. So maybe in the chat box later, I can actually put the hyperlink there so that it will show you how your GPA is calculated. So I think the website actually explains it quite easily.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that would be great if you could share that link.
I will share that later.
We do get a lot of questions about nursing and the Bachelor of Nursing. So I do have a question from a student. Am I able to do a Diploma of Science and then go into a Bachelor of Health Science and then transfer to a Bachelor of Nursing?
Unfortunately, the nursing is actually offered by the Faculty of Health. Our Diploma of Science is actually belongs to the Faculty of Science, so they belong to different faculties. So therefore, there is no guaranteed articulation between the Diploma of Science and the Bachelor of Nursing. So there is nothing that can. I think there's nothing to stop you after doing the Diploma of Science, and you can still apply for this degree. But I need to reiterate that there's no guaranteed articulation between the Diploma of Science and the nursing degree. And also, if you are admitted to the nursing degree, you will have to start from the first year.
Definitely. So yeah, there are a lot of our student success advisors, and anyone in our admissions team as well can, for anyone that is interested in nursing, they can give you the options. But as Justin said, it is not a guaranteed entry like our other diplomas are. So how many times a week do students have to attend on average? And what is it? Is it online or face-to-face? What's the program look like?
I answer your first questions again. So how many times, right? Basically, depending on your program, for example, in science and engineering, we have tutorials, we have lab programs. So basically, you will attend, for each subject, you will attend 2 tutorials and the lab. So basically, minimum 3 days. And sometimes you have to do 4 days if you do accelerated program when you are studying 4 or 5 subjects in a semester, right? But for some program like business, probably you only have to attend 2 times a week because you only have 2 tutorials to attend. So it really depends on how you choose your timetable and the program you choose, and also the types of diploma, whether you are choosing the accelerated, standard, or extended. So a lot of factors are affecting the number of days that you are going to attend. So to answer your second question, what is online, what is face-to-face? Starting from semester 2, 2023, all of our delivery will be face-to-face. However, as Rebecca mentioned, our learning model is called Learning Connected. So it's basically a hybrid model where you will experience the online learning in the asynchronous space. For example, you will have some video clips or online readings or online quizzes or collaborative discussions or self-directed learning activities online before your tutorial. And then during the tutorial section, which is face-to-face on campus, you will participate in interactive activities, collaborating with others, doing problem solving, discussions, and also presentation, interact with teachers and peers, and even the in-class peer helpers as well. So our learning model, Learning Connected, is basically a hybrid of online and face-to-face learning. Hopefully I have answered your questions.
You have very well. I do have two more questions just quickly about the diploma in design, specifically because we do have a lot of students inquiring about design as well. So one student asks, I saw on the UTS website that the intake for architecture students is in August 2024. What should I do to get in?
The simple answer is you can join our diploma course and choose the standard length. So standard means 12 months, okay? So it will give you the sufficient time to complete your diploma and transition to UTS in August 2024.
Perfect. So for architecture, you can still study at UTS in 2024 without doing the accelerated.
Exactly, yeah.
And for the diploma of design, the design stream, do you go into your second year?
You will go into the first year, but for the duration of your bachelor degree, you will study one less subject every semester until you graduate.
Perfect. That's really, really, really good to know and really great information. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin.
No worries.
We'll quickly go through the next steps and what else is coming up. So we do have, like I said, all of our staff are still online answering your questions through the Q&A section. If you did want our team to follow you up at a selected time, please use a callback service. That is just there using our QR code. Just quickly scan that QR code and you can ask any further questions, or if you need assistance in applying, you can just schedule a time with some of our friendly team. We do also have our Instagram live. So we are going live straight after this session. Our friendly students will be online answering your questions from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. So if you do have Instagram, follow us at using our handle at UTS College, and you can speak or you can do a live Q&A with our students on there. So there are two upcoming campus visits which allow you to tour UTS College and UTS with students who were once in your position. So you can ask them as many questions as you like. This gives you the opportunity to see where you can be studying in semester 2. And it also goes through some of the UTS facilities. So you can see both campuses or all of our buildings, really, the UTS College buildings and the UTS buildings. So these sessions will run from 4:30 to 5:30 this Thursday, 18th of May, and next week, Wednesday, 24th of May. You do have to register, so make sure you do go to our website and go to our events and just register there for whichever session you'd like to attend. We do have admission staff on hand as well to answer any apply now questions or any questions that you have with your application. If you're ready to apply, you can head straight to our website and hit that apply now button. Like we said, there is no fees in applying. However, there is a cutoff date, so make sure you do have your applications in before that cutoff date. And I think that is it from us. I want to thank all of you for joining. I wish you the best of luck for your for the next stage in your lives and in your study lives. I hope to see you on campus with us or at UTS. And I will sign off here. Like I said, the chat is still open. If you do have any lingering questions, we'll leave the chat open for a little bit longer. But a big thank you to all of our presenters and all of our students that came on to share their experience. All the best, everyone. Thank you.